Every day, you wake up, make decisions, and go to sleep believing you are in total control of your life. But look a little closer at those choices, and you might notice the strings attached. The truth is, your subconscious is constantly being nudged. Corporations, politicians, and even the people closest to you use subtle behavioral triggers to bypass your rational mind and dictate your actions without you ever realizing it. You are playing a game you don't even know you're in. To stop being a pawn, you have to understand the architecture of manipulation. There are 7 specific psychological tactics used to control human behavior, and you need to learn them. Before we go further, you need to understand something. These techniques are highly potent. They bypass logic entirely. Treat this knowledge as a shield, not a weapon to maliciously exploit others. Acknowledging that your free will is compromised is the mandatory first step. Only by seeing the invisible forces guiding you can you finally sever the strings and reclaim your own mind. Let's start with the loudest weapon in the room: total silence. We call this the pause power. The human brain hates awkward silence. It interprets a sudden lack of auditory feedback as a psychological threat. When someone argues with you, simply look them in the eyes and say nothing. Let the silence hang. Without you saying a single word, their brain will panic. They will instantly assume they crossed a line, and you'll watch them scramble to mentally backtrack and apologize. Next is the door-in-the-face technique. If you need $50, you ask for $500. When they reject that massive demand, you pivot and ask for $50. Compared to $500, $50 feels like a massive concession, forcing their subconscious to agree. By drastically shifting a person's psychological baseline, whether through a suffocating silence or an absurdly skewed scale, you strip away their rational defenses before they even realize they are under attack. If you ask someone a direct yes or no question, you give them a 50% chance to reject you. The third trick, the illusion of choice, removes the word no from the equation entirely by offering 2 carefully curated options. Instead of asking a friend to help run errands, you ask if they'd rather grab food near the bank or the post office. You give them the feeling of ultimate control, blinding them to the reality that both paths serve your specific goal. The fourth technique, the Franklin effect, relies on the invisible weight of social debt. By offering someone a small, seemingly innocent favor or a free gift, you secretly tether them to you. Their brain cannot handle the imbalance. It rationalizes the accepted favor by creating a subconscious obligation to repay you, making them highly susceptible to yielding to a much larger manipulation later just to clear the invisible ledger. True mastermind control rarely looks like force. It looks like architecture. You are building a mental maze around someone where every exit they proudly choose leads exactly to where you want them. We like to think we are highly logical creatures, but the fifth trick, the power of because, proves otherwise. Our brains are hardwired to comply with a request if any justification is attached, almost regardless of its actual validity. Providing a reason acts as a backdoor hack. If you say, "Can I get your help because I'm in a rush?" the target's critical logic filter often just hears the trigger word because, assumes there's a valid reason, and instantly manufactures unearned trust. The sixth tactic shifts this hacking into your social dynamics. When someone takes you for granted, you manufacture demand through perceived scarcity. By casually referencing other social options or hinting that other people are vying for your time, you trigger an ancient jealousy response. They suddenly realize your attention is a limited resource, forcing them to instantly increase how much they value you. Human emotions like trust and jealousy are not mystical feelings. They are predictable algorithms. If you input the right trigger, you control the output. This brings us to the final rule of human psychology: selective information. In the economy of the mind, information follows the same laws as gold. The less available it is, the more people crave it. In modern society, people treat their lives like an open book, broadcasting every detail. Offering total transparency allows people to quickly judge you, consume your personality, and discard you out of boredom. When you aggressively restrict what you share, you leave blanks. People hate blanks. They will desperately try to fill them in by projecting their own thoughts and fascinations onto you, elevating your status to an enigmatic, powerful figure in their minds. In the game of dark psychology, your silence is leverage. The less you volunteer, the more permanent space you occupy in the target's mind. You now possess the psychological framework used to frame narratives and guide public decisions. You understand how behavior is engineered from the inside out. Hear this warning clearly. These tactics are dangerous cognitive weapons. Keep them in reserve. Use them strictly to defend yourself against manipulators, and never deploy them to maliciously exploit others. While most people scroll past complex ideas, you stayed through to the end. That focus is your first advantage in learning to recognize these patterns in the wild. To mark your progress and signal that you're paying attention, type the word psychology in the comments below. And subscribe to the channel so you never miss another tool for your mental arsenal. The world will always be divided into players and pawns. The strings are in your hands. Now you know exactly how to play the game.